Welcome back everyone. Today I want to talk about a group known as The Party. Whenever I do videos prior to research, I have at least 15% knowledge on who I'm covering. I think for the first time ever, I never heard of this group before. And the reason this video is being made is because I had a subscriber beg me to do this video for at least a year now until I finally caved in. He even wrote the entire video making my job much easier. Not going to waste any much time further, so without further ado, this is Who is the Party?
Deedee,
Chasez, Tiffini.
Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Our story begins with the Walt Disney Company, the company that would be known for its wholesome kid and family-friendly entertainment. In 1956, they will launch their record label, Disneyland Records. The label will become a home for soundtracks to the famous movies, read-along storybooks, and albums, mostly featuring its iconic Disney characters. But by 1987, Disneyland Records was morphed into Walt Disney Records, and by this time, the music landscape was changing drastically, and Disney knew that musically they had to change with the times or perish. So in 1989, through a distribution deal with Elektra Records, Disney launched the pop-oriented label Hollywood Records and set out right away in search of fresh, new talent for the label. It wouldn't take them long to realize they didn't have to search far thanks to the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, which was at the time Disney Channel's flagship show. Since its inception in 1955, the Mickey Mouse Club shined the spotlight on very young, talented kids. Disney, in association with Hollywood Records, decided to create a spin-off group consisting of members Chasen Hampton, Albert Fields, or June, Damon Pampolina, Deedee Magno-Hall, and Tiffini Hale were the 5 mousketeers chosen for the project. Hollywood Records gathered some of the best producers and songwriters to work on the group's new debut album. To show their enthusiasm for the project, Disney Channel decided to get the fans involved by launching a Name the Group contest, where the winner who came up with the super cool name for the group would not only get to meet them, but also star in their debut music video. The winning name for the group ended up being The Party, which is a backronym that stood for The Positive Attitude Reflecting Today's Youth. In July of 1990, The Party hit the road on their nationwide Party Till You Drop tour, introducing fans who have followed the Mickey Mouse Club to their new music, as well as garnering new fans along the way. And on August 31st, Hollywood released The Party's self-titled debut album. The album would generate 3 singles, Summer Vacation, I Found Love, and That's Why. Thanks to its growing fan base and heavily rotated promotion on the Disney Channel, The Party became an instant success. Later that year in November, Disney Channel debuted their very own special, The Party in Concert. The concert special will feature the group performing several songs from their album with in-depth interviews and some special moments. Later on that month, it was announced that The Party would go back out on tour, this time as opening act for singer Taylor Dayne, which will be later chronicled for their one and only videotape release, The Party Till You Drop tour. A few months later, it will be announced that The Party had landed the opening spot on Vanilla Ice to the Extreme tour. The Party will continue to tour, landing another tour, this time with High Five, returning to the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, and another Disney Channel special entitled Go Party. In the fall of 1991, The Party went back to the studio to record their next album, but Disney wanted to keep the momentum of the group going, and Hollywood Records obliged by releasing a 10-song EP entitled In the Meantime, In Between Time, which consisted of covers of classic songs and remixes of songs from their debut album. The EP was meant to keep everyone occupied until the next album, but it took a life of its own thanks in large part to its lead track, the cover of the Dokken classic song In My Dreams, and that song became the group's biggest success, landing on the Billboard Top 40, peaking at number 34. In August 1992, The Party released their second studio album, Free, and this album will be a radical departure from their previous releases. They got involved with their songwriting, and alongside working with more big-time producers like rapper turned actor Rhona Malco. They even got to work with NWA's Dr. Dre and mega producer Teddy Riley, who wrote 3 songs for them on the album. However, the album barely missed the charts, and Disney started to lose interest by this time and reshift their focus into the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, whom released their own album the following year. But that didn't mean the party didn't do their best to promote that free album, which included a tour in summer of 1992 with Color Me Bad, a huge promo tour in Asia, and a performance at the For Our Children concert special. They also landed a guest starring role in the 90s sitcom Blossom, and one final Disney Channel special called All About the Party. That still wasn't enough to help them get the album where they wanted to go, and this would prompt Damon to leave the group. The rest of the members tried to soldier on without him, but by the summer of 1993, the party was no more. Later on that year in November, Hollywood Records decided to give the fans one last album with the party called The Party's Over, Thanks for Coming. And just like Free, the group will be involved in the songwriting, which included 3 songs that were meant to be on their previous Free album. So what the party has been up to since disbanding. Starting off with Damon, after he left the group, he graduated high school, went to college, and dabbled in the world of real estate for a while, but the showbiz bug proved too much for him and returned to the business shortly thereafter, acting in several commercials and in TV shows like MTV's Undressed. He would create a short-lived MySpace-like street network TV. He, and alongside with his father Philip, founded the PRP Entertainment. Damon also started the short film 27. In 1995, Albert released a solo album called Back to Reality under the new moniker June, which is his middle name. And his song I'm the Man was featured in the 1996 Wesley Snipes Robert De Niro film The Fan. A few years later, Albert would reunite with Damon to form the short-lived duo Indecent Proposal and will release several songs on the internet. Since then, they lived 2 separate lives. Damon still lives in his hometown of Houston, Texas, with his wife Jennifer and their son. Albert still lives in his hometown of Chicago, where he plans to pursue music teaching and is also a single father. After the party disbanded, Chasen and Tiffany decided to return to the Mickey Mouse Club for its 7th and final season, but after the Mickey Mouse Club ended, Tiffany left show business altogether, while Chasen decided to soldier on with his career, acting in small parts in TV shows and TV movies, but his heart was in music, where he would work with his longtime collaborator Mike Vaquera and formed the alternative soul band Buzzfly, even releasing 2 solo albums, Something to Believe and Drugstore Girls. During this time, he also dabbles in music teaching, and he lives happily in Massachusetts with his wife Lisa and their 2 children. But it will be Deedee who had the biggest success out of all the members. First acting in small film roles in TV shows, she will have a small part in the 1994 film The Sister Act 2, Back to the Habit, but Deedee will achieve her biggest success on the Broadway stage, having recurring roles in musicals like Miss Saigon and Wicked. Around this time, she will also meet her now husband Clifton Hall, and they live happily in California with their 2 sons. Deedee will also get an opportunity to add voice acting to her resume, playing the role of Pearl on the Cartoon Network hit series Steven Universe. In 1997, Hollywood Records released the greatest hits album on the party, but unfortunately it got overshadowed quickly by the success of the former Mousketeers. But 16 years later, in 2013, it was announced that the party, minus Tiffany, were getting back together to record a new album and possibly do some shows. They released their first single in almost 2 decades, entitled Salute to the Summer, but the reunion will be short-lived due to other commitments. In 2019, the party's 30th anniversary would take place of the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, and a celebration was held at the Walt Disney World Resort and MegaCon in Orlando, Florida. Deedee, Chasen, and Damon performed several songs as the party at the after party, as this time Albert was unable to attend due to a scheduling conflict. In 2020, Disney Music Group finally released the entire catalog of the party to streaming platforms. On September 11, 2021, the party got to do their first concert in almost 3 decades at the House of Blues at the Walt Disney World Resort, and it proved to be a success, but 3 months later, tragedy would strike the group. On December 25th that same year, member Tiffini Hale had passed away after being in a coma, brought on after suffering cardiac arrest. She was 46 years old. On March 12, 2022, the party will perform at the inaugural 90s Con, which was held in Hartford, Connecticut. In 2023, it was announced that the party's House of Blues concert will be available for streaming on the Always in the Club website. On September that same year, the party will set sail on their very own VIP cruise in Tampa, Florida. 3 months later, in December, members Albert, Deedee, and Chasen will perform at the Why Because It's Christmas concert held in Nashville, Tennessee. The party is one of those rare groups who got lost in the shuffle, but they've made their mark in the industry, like being the first Disney stars to go mainstream, paving the way for not only former mousketeers like Justin Timberlake, JC of NSYNC, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, and Britney Spears, but also other Disney stars like Hilary Duff, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Rodrigo, Selena Gomez, and Demi Lovato. Though the party remained unsung, they still kinda had an influence, paving the way for other boy-girl group combos like Liberty X, S Club 7, Steps, and the short-lived Boys and Girls United. But it wouldn't be just their music where the party would leave their mark, but also in pop culture, like inspiring the cast of Mighty Morphin's Power Rangers and Power Rangers in Space. Today, the party continue to balance out recording, performing together individually, as well as going on to do their own individual and personal lives. And that's basically who the party is. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.